What's up, 12s? It's your boy Brandon Michael here, sitting in my closet once again. And you're probably wondering, why is he here? Just kidding. You know exactly why I'm here. DJ Fluker and Justin Britt have officially been cut from the Seattle Seahawks roster. What does this all mean? Does this mean Jadeveon Clowney is coming back to Seattle? Does this mean maybe more rookies are going to get more, opportunities? What does it all mean? I'm here to clear up all the rumors and everything. I sat down, did some research, and I wrote down a lot of things, so I'm ready to talk about it for a little bit. I did not have I don't have any reports. I didn't get any inside reports or anything. This is just my opinion, so if you disagree, you could disagree. Whatever. So guys, I want to go ahead and get started. So, if you guys didn't hear the news, yes, Justin Britt did get cut. Same with DJ Fluker. Fluker was actually the first one who was cut, and then obviously a report came shortly after that saying that Britt might get cut or they're preparing to cut him. Then he got cut shortly after that. The move saved us about $11 million in total. Britt saved us about $8.5 million. Fluker saved us $3.6 million. So, we're kind of just moving through all that, and we're kind of like, well, does this mean Jadeveon Clowney's coming back? That was like the number one thing that kind of popped up. I got tons of questions on my Instagram. If you guys want to go check out my Instagram, it's Hotcast. Everyone was DMing me like, does this mean that Jadeveon Clowney's coming back? I was like, I'm going to make a video just so, everybody can watch this and be like, okay, this is probably where we're at. And I think this is the most logical way to think, but let's just break it down real quick. Why was Justin Britt and DJ Fluker cut? Was it because Jadeveon Clowney is coming back to Seattle? Probably not. I'd probably tell you I'm going to tell you the real reason, in my opinion. We had 19 offensive linemen on our roster on contract coming into 2020. Yeah, some people had to go for sure. And I think it was just one of those situations where DJ Fluker, had the injury problems that year, wasn't the best in pass blocking, was decent at run blocking. He's obviously going to be decent at run blocking. He's a big guy. He's going to maul people. They're looking at him being like, okay, well, he's also cost $3.6 million. We just drafted Damian Lewis. And obviously we have Phil Haynes. So, yeah, you know what? Probably DJ Fluker could be a good idea, a cut candidate. Boom, they drop Fluker first. Then they're looking at Britt and be like, even though Joey Hunt wasn't the best, and, we're just looking around and be like, Ethan Posick, we're not even sure if he's going to get a roster spot. There's still holes in him. We just signed BJ Finney, so that also kind of fills in that hole. So then we're just kind of becomes a domino effect. We don't know who's next. I have some names in my mind on who's next, but I'm not really going to say them out loud. Obviously, Mike Upati is staying because he played pretty decent last year, besides the holding calls. But the other two guys kind of had some holes, suspect. Justin Britt was costing us $11 million per year to be average. I love Justin, but it's a business move. We got to make the business move here. So that's the reason why I think we made those cuts. And a lot of people are like, well, why do we make them after the draft then? Why do we make them so long? The only reason why we make it so long is because, we were going to sign Clowney. If we want to make these moves, we would have made it before. And I'm like, it doesn't work like that because we knew the draft was coming up. What if we couldn't get Damian Lewis? Then all of a sudden we cut Fluker for nothing, and now we have to get stuck with Phil Haynes. Well, I'm not saying Phil Haynes is bad, but what if Haynes isn't ready to be a full-time starter? Then obviously we don't have anyone to replace him. So obviously we wanted to keep Fluker on contract before we were able to officially get a guy like Damian Lewis. Same with Justin Britt. So that's past that offensive line situation. Now let's go ahead and move on to Clowney. Why doesn't Clowney exactly fit in our defense anymore? Well, guys, you have to realize that in preparation for next season, we signed a whole collection of edge rushers. Not only signed them, but, drafted them. Let's just look at some of the bigger names that are on contract. They're going to probably make an impact next year and get more snaps. Rasheem Green, LJ Collier, Shaquem Griffin, Brandon Jackson. 4 guys already who have a lot of potential and going to get a lot more snaps. Then you look at some of the guys we signed. Bruce Irvin, Benson Mayowa. Those are 2 other guys. That's already 6 guys. Then you throw those guys to the side, and then you look at the draft. Darrell Taylor and then Alton Robinson. 8 guys in total. Then we want to turn around and give $15 million to Jadeveon Clowney, right? Now it's it doesn't make as much sense anymore. And we've got a lot of guys to pay next year. Chris Carson's, going to be a free agent next year. Shaquille Griffin, Quentin Dunbar, Poona Ford, KJ Wright. We have a lot of guys. Bradley McDougald, he's on his last year of his contract. We have a lot of guys that are on contract, and we don't have to sign Jadeveon Clowney because we don't have cap space or, room for him. It just doesn't make sense for him to come back to Seattle. Yes, I do want Jadeveon Clowney more than anyone, but we got to look at it as a business move, guys. It's almost like It just doesn't make any sense. Like, already with those 4 guys we drafted, there's going to be 4 guys who aren't going to be able to get the snaps that they deserve. Is it Shaquem Griffin? Maybe it's Shaquem, a guy who I think he deserves more snaps. Is it Puna Ford? Oh, wait, did I say Puna Ford? Excuse me. That's a defensive tackle. Maybe it's Rasheem Green. You know, maybe it's Rasheem Green who doesn't get enough steps. It's going to be that type of situation, guys. And honestly, it doesn't really make sense for Clowney to come back. But I do want Clowney to come back. And if he does, I'll be super excited. I'll be freaking out. And expect a video if he does sign back. Moving on. Clowney has to come to us. And that was one thing I put in bold because that is, I mean, we're not a team to go and chase a player. John and Pete aren't people to, I'm going to stand, I'm sorry guys, I'm not sitting in this chair no more. John and Pete aren't a team to go and chase a player. We're never a team, we've never been a team like that. You've been asking for money, we've chased long enough, you come to us. If you want to play with Seattle, you're going to have to be the one to pick up that phone, ring up John and Pete and be like, hey, 15 million, you know, 14 million. I'm willing to go down for you guys. That's how you negotiate with John and Pete. You don't, excuse me, I said Pete so weird. Pete, I said, that like came out weird, excuse me. You can't just sit there with the phone just waiting for it to ring. For John and Pete to be like, okay, well, we'll increase it by 2 million. It doesn't work like that. We ain't doing that. So now it's almost like we're out of the race. You're probably saying, well, Brandon, John and Pete said after the draft that, you know, we're keeping our window open, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they're going to say that no matter what because you never know what's going to happen. They don't just want to rule out something. So you're sitting here and you're saying like, well, Clowney hasn't called us, blah, blah, blah. So if he hasn't called us, then nothing's going to happen yet. Obviously, we don't know if he's called us to start negotiating. Maybe right now, in this moment, Jadeveon Clowney called us 4 hours ago and was like, John and Pete, listen, I really want to come play for Seattle. Can I come play for Seattle? And John and Pete was like, yes, that works for us. $14 million works perfectly for us. Thank you for coming down. Boom. Guys, we got to cut 2 players, Fluker, Britt, cut them. Maybe it is like that, and maybe we're just oblivious. Maybe I'm oblivious. Maybe you guys know exactly what's going on. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I am just thinking about this in a logical sense. And yeah, I just don't think, Clowney's going to come and ring. He's not ringing us yet. Not yet. Not yet. Like I said, yet. He's not doing it right now, I don't think. And then finally, how much is Clowney worth, right? How much is Clowney trying to get, right? Because how much is Tennessee offering him? How much is Cleveland offering him? Maybe there's a mystery team that we don't know about. What are those teams offering Jadeveon Clowney? Maybe it's one of those situations where Cleveland Browns are, maybe Clowney wants to play for Seattle, but Cleveland's just giving him too good of a deal for him to refuse. All of a sudden, he lands up in Cleveland. I mean, it just happens like that. It's business, guys. So, like I said, I do want Clowney to come back, but there's so many factors that, it just doesn't, it's not that easy to just be like, we cut Fluker and Britt, all of a sudden we get Clowney back on the team. It's not that easy, guys. We got to break it down a little bit more, kind of address each position, and then we kind of move on from there, guys. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you do think Jadeveon Clowney is signing back. If you think he is, tell me why. If you don't think he is, tell me why. Please subscribe, guys. If you want to go ahead and check out my Instagram, it's going to be in the bio, blah, blah, blah. I've told you guys probably a million times. It's called @Hawkcast or Hawkcast. Hope you guys enjoy my content, and I will see you guys soon. Go Hawks. Stay safe. Peace.